Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Om Sahana Vavatu, Sahano Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahi, Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishadvahi. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Let there be peace, let there be peace and love amongst all the human beings of the universe. Let there be peace. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We are starting today the chapter 12, that is the story of Bali. Bali Nirved, the first topic, dejection of Bali, and the very enchanting topic. Very enchanting topic is will be covered today through the story called as Bali Upakhyanam. The Upakhyanam means the story. So what this story has to tell us, we'll see that this Bali is the king of Patalo, that is Netherlands. And what is his caricature? What is the story is going to tell us? Let us see it today. The story of Bali, through which we are going to get guidance for our spiritual growth. आध्यात्मिक उन्नति के लिए अपना ये स्टोरी अपने को मार्गदर्शन करने वाली है. So what it wants to say is, let us listen from the Vashishta's mouth only. Vashishta uvacha, first shloka. चिंतने नैदते चिंता चिंतनेनैव पावका निश्चंत चिंतनेनैव विनेद धनमीवानलः. चिंतने नैदन चिंता. So worry increases worry. When we worry, worry increases. Chintane naidhane chinta. Anxiety grows by thinking just as the fire grows by fuel. Chindanevaka pavaka. When the fire in the fire, if you put fuel, the fire again grows up. Similarly, if you put worry in worry, worry also grows up. Anxiety grows up. So when we worry, worry increases. The worry goes on multiplying. And multiplying worries means thought breeding thoughts. एक के बाद एक विचार, एक के बाद एक विचार, एक के बाद एक विचार, और तबीयत खराब. चिंता is always about the future. Worry is always about the future. And then it says, Vashishta says, Nashyante chintane naivam. This chinta goes off. When it goes off, this worries goes off. It perishes by the absence of thinking, just as the fire without fuel. If you do not put the fuel in the fire will extinguish automatically. Slowly, it will get extinguished. Similarly, if you don't put any worries inside the worries, so slowly, first worry which has come, it goes off. So people generally have worries about their sons and daughters. What will happen to the career of my son and or a daughter? Whether he's going studying properly or not, studies are proper or not. Or people have the worries about some other incidents in their life. He has not talked to me nicely. His behavior is bad. So worry keeps on. One worry, second worry, and all other worries keeps on going. It adds up worry over the worry. So what happens is, as a result, we are unable to stay in present. Either we go into the past or we go into the future. So how to correct our understanding about the careers of your sons or daughters, otherwise remain in present. You find out the ways and means when they can study it very nicely, do all their daily works and all those stuff, and remain in present. But what happens is we are in habit, 100 lives of habit of worrying. And how we worry? There are the two stations in the life. दो स्टेशन आते हैं worry करने के. When you are younger, by age you are younger, you worry about the future. If you are in the school days, college days, or passing out, then you worry about the future. I am going to become a doctor, or I am going to become an IS officer, or I am going to become police inspector, whatever. So you keep on worrying. Struggling or acting for getting that job is different, but worrying is different. Chinta karna hai different. So if you are younger, you worry about the future. If you are old, generally you don't have worries, but then you bring your worries by going into the past or thinking about the future. So you compare past, what has happened in the past, oh, such and such instances happened. So I am worried. And some people are default worried. So they have decided that they will worry only. There is nothing else. I am not the God. I am not divine. Divinity cannot stay in me. I am very ordinary human being, so I have to worry. I'll see the world and worry. So by worrying, worry increases like by the fuel, fire increases. That's what the Vashishta Rishi is saying in the first shloka. So second shloka is what? Vinivarita sarvarthat अपहस्तित बांधवात न स्वधैर्यात ऋते किंचित अभ्युद्धरति संकटा. So when we stop worrying, worry disappear. जब अपन चिंता करना छोड़ देते हैं, जब अपन चिंता करना छोड़ देते हैं तो वरी गायब हो जाती. वरी गायब हो जाती यानी क्या? डिविनिटी आना चालू हो जाता है. वरी जब चली जाती, when we stop worrying, worry disappears. So nothing, whatever saves one from difficulty except one's own courage. Vinivarit sarvatha apahasti bandhavat swadhairyat. Your own courage is going only to help you. The keeping away of all desires of the objects and giving up all relations. So what has to be done is desires for the objects and giving up the relations. At least mentally, physically you are not supposed to give. So physically you have to remain a very simple and disciplined life. Outwardly there is no reaction on your mind. But inwardly you should change because you are supposed to mind your mind. अपने को अपना मन देखना है. So होता क्या है? What happens is instead of working on the mind, to stop worrying, we provide data to mind so that it will worry more. अपन उसको और ज़्यादा information देने लग जाते हैं और फिर वो mind और worry करने लग जाता है. So it is very difficult to accept divinity in everything. सब में डिविनिटी है, एक्सेप्ट करना बहुत ही डिफिकल्ट है क्योंकि अपना वैसा भाव ही नहीं है. अपने को पढ़ाया गया नहीं. सो मेनी लाइफ्स आर गॉन, वी नेवर बीन टोल्ड कि डिविनिटी इज देयर इवन द सेंशिएंट थिंग्स एंड डिविनिटी इज देयर इन द इनर थिंग्स आल्सो, बट इट इज नॉट बीन टोल्ड टू अस. सो नथिंग व्हाटएवर कैन सेव अस एक्सेप्ट आवर करेज. यू हैव टू हैव अ करेज. हिम्मत रहना चाहिए. व्हाट हिम्मत? यू हैव टू सी दैट डिजायर्स इन द ऑब्जेक्ट्स and giving up the relations. There's nothing to worry about whatever things are happening around. Be happy always. How it is possible to accept divinity in everything? ऐसे कैसे possible है divinity सब में देखना? That means if you say that how can I see the divinity in everyone, that means you are the slave of your mind. आप अपने मन का सुन रहे हो and that is worrying habit. That is the worrying habit and that's what is said. This is a dejection of Bali. बलि कैसे डिजेक्ट हुए थे ये वशिष्ठ ऋषि बता रहे हैं. वैराग्येन च शास्त्रेण महत्वादि गुणैरपि यत्नेनापद्विघातार्थं स्वयमेवो न मेतमनः. Let one rise his mind by himself alone, by efforts, by the destruction of the calamities, through passionlessness, study of scriptures, virtues like spiritual strength. You have to study scriptures की पढ़ाई करना पड़ेगा और अपना जीवन सुधारना पड़ेगा. लाइक डिस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ कैलेमिटीज, जीवन में कैलेमिटीज आती है उसको अपने को ये करना पड़ेगा, खत्म करना. थ्रू पैशनलेसनेस, स्टडी ऑफ स्क्रिप्चर्स एंड वर्च्यूज लाइक स्पिरिचुअल स्ट्रेंथ. अपनी स्पिरिचुअल स्ट्रेंथ अपने को बताना पड़ेगा. फॉर दैट यू हैव टू अटेंड सत्संग, फॉर दैट यू हैव टू अटेंड the daily meetings, afternoon meetings, so that your mind will always remain quiet, tranquil, blissful, cheerful, happy, contented, and over and above relaxed and cool. Then only mind will remain in that state. Otherwise, it will be always fluctuating and flickering. So this is how mind is making us slave of us. ये money अपने को slave बना रहा है. People are miserable because of what? Because of their own miseries, because of the somebody else's miseries, or because somebody else is happy, or miserable by default. There are four stages. One is miserable by themselves, miserable because of somebody else is miserable. Miserable by default, they have the habit of becoming miserable, or somebody else is happy, so he becomes miserable. So what has to be done? Don't become slave of your mind. Without one's own courage, own efforts, involvement fully, one cannot free from the worries and problems of life. खुद को ही मेहनत करना पड़ेगा. Then only, no more dependence on the worldly objects or worldly relations. Let the people or let the things keep on doing whatever they have to do, but you remain quiet, tranquil, blissful, happy, cheerful, and contented. That's what is been expected. So the next shloka, fourth one, Purne manasi sampurna jagat sarva sudhadrave Upanadagurapadasya nanu charma spruteva bhu. When the mind is fulfilled or contented, the whole world is filled with ambrosial fluids. जब अपना मन एकदम शांत रहता है, ट्रैंक्विल रहता है, कंटेंटेड रहता है, ब्लिसफुल रहता है, चेयरफुल रहता है, हैप्पी एंड ओवर एंड अबव रिलैक्स एंड कूल रहता है, तो वो अपना मन पूरा जगत अपने को एम्ब्रोशियस फ्लूइड यानी सुखद संवेदना अपने को जगत की आती है. To one whose feet are covered with the shoes, the earth indeed is covered only by leather. If there are the thorns on this earth, you cannot lay the leather cover on the complete earth. Rather than that, you wear shoes in your feet, and then the whole earth is covered in this thing. Similarly, you bother about your own mind. अपने को अपने मन के बारे में सोचना है, तो what will happen automatically? The whole world will be covered with the ambrosious field. That means you will start seeing everything in the world very good. You'll see it is really blissful. It is also a divine message you will get to each and everything. So we have to keep our mind in a high spirit by ourselves. एंड बाय पुटिंग लॉट ऑफ एफर्ट्स, खूब मेहनत करना पड़ेगा. अपना माइंड अच्छा रखने के लिए अपने को बहुत मेहनत करना पड़ेगा. हाउ इज दैट? दैट इज टोल्ड इन फिफ्थ श्लोका. वैराग्यत पूर्णताम एति मनोनाश वाशानगुम न तथा भांति पूर्णेन्द्रु न पूर्ण शिरसागरा न लक्ष्मी वदनम कांतम स्पृहाहीनम यथा मना. द माइंड हेल्पलेसली फॉलोइंग डिस्ट्रक्शंस attain to fullness on account of passionlessness. The full moon does not shine in that manner, and the milk ocean is not full, and the face of Lakshmi is not pleasing as the mind without desire. So now they are given the three examples. Na Lakshmi Vandanam, na Purna Shirasagaram, na Tatha Bhantu Purnandum. So one by one we see. Lakshmi, na Lakshmi Vandanam Kantam, the face of Lakshmi, goddess of wealth. One happiness, goddess of health. Second happiness is the milk ocean is full. Milk ocean is full, so that is second happiness. And full moon, there is a third happiness. All these three happiness put together also cannot equate the happiness of mind without desire. If the mind spruha hinam yatha manam, if the mind doesn't have any desire, that mind is really 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 blissful. वो तो बहुत ही अच्छा mind है. We have to inspire our mind. Negativity is in the mind because it has to be dropped. You don't have to prompt that. No laziness. Get up and go and start doing some work. If your mind is disturbed, start doing some work. Either go for a walk, go for a run, go for some activity, so that mind will be good. Tiredness is different and laziness is different. You have to check what is the balance. Are you tired? Go to sleep. But if you are lazy, like you already done sleep, then you are lazy. So you have to come out of that. So only spiritual practice is working on the mind. You have to work on the mind. That is only the spiritual practice. So it is very nicely said in Bhagavad Gita. Uddare atmanam atmanam avasade. So you have to mind your own mind. If otherwise your mind will be your enemy. If you don't mind, so control your mind. Controlled mind is a friend, and if you are being controlled by the mind, then it is your enemy. Thus, to remove calamities, we have to use our mind, inspire our mind. Mind can be inspired only by dispassion, that is vairagya, and then there is no fear. Mind can be inspired only by the scriptures, so there is no fear. All the positive values like vivek, vairagya, shatasampatti, moksha has to be practiced. Then only we can help ourselves in life. तब अपन अपने आप को जीवन में help कर सकते हैं. Constantly depending on somebody is no good. If you are depending on somebody, it is no good. The person who is completely contented, that means he wants nothing more and nothing less. Whatever comes to his share by Hari Ichcha is happy. Then the whole world, along with the ocean of nectar, is in his pocket. That's what he said. Spurohinam yatha manam. If mind is desireless, then whole world along with the ocean of nectar, अमृत का नेक्टर का ओशन उसके जेब में है. So what has been told? You take care of your mind. Whole world will be taken care of. अपने माइंड को अपन टेक केयर करो तो मन वर्ल्ड अपने आप ही शांत हो जाएगा. When mind is contented, fulfilled, nothing to gain, nothing to lose, nothing to do, nowhere to go. This is the simplest and best way of spiritual practice. That means remaining be happy always is the simplest practice. You can't continue to remain in earlier what I used to do. Now you have to grow up. So sixth shloka is अथवा बलिवत बुद्धि भेदेन ज्ञानमाप्यताम पाताले दानवो राजा विरोचन सुतो बलि दशकोटिस्तु वर्षाणां दैत्यराजं चकारः. So what it says, otherwise, now the story is starting. Otherwise, like Bali, let knowledge be obtained through the disturbance of the intellect. So what he has done is, his intellect was disturbed, and from there he has obtained the knowledge. So that means he was also ordinary person like us. ये अपने समान ही राजा था. अपना माइंड भी समय समय पे खराब होते जाता है, फिर ठीक होता है, खराब होता है, फिर ठीक होता है, खराब होता है, फिर ठीक होता है. So similarly, it has happened with this Bali also. But Bali's father was Virochana in the netherworld, that is Netherlands. The demon king Bali, son of Virochana, ये विरोचना का son था. Indeed, formed the kingdom of the demons for hundreds of years. He is hundreds of years. He was the king of that place. So, 8th shloka. Ajastramati bhukteshu trailokyoddara vrittishu aruchi prapta bhogeshu chintayamasa chaikada. What happened is, having got aversion in enjoyment, which were enjoyed in excess constantly, which were agreeable thought of by the three worlds, once he reflected. What happens is, he being king, he has all the enjoyments of life, he has seen all the enjoyments of life, he has gone through that process of life, but then he got fed up. He got an aversion of that all enjoyment, and then he's decided what has to be done. And that has been given in shloka number 9 and 10. Kim va bhavati bhuktena kim namedam sukhavaham punara alingate kanta punareva cha bhunjate puna puna idam purvam pradyam kasmat na lajjate krupaya apyanaya nityam priyaya krutakareya. What possibly happens by enjoyment? ये enjoyment मैंने इतने साल किया, इतना साल मैं enjoyment किया, इसमें मेरे को क्या मिला? What is this that is called as pleasant? इसमें क्या pleasant है? ये बार बार मेरे को सताया जा रहा है मेरा mind. Again and again I am been engulfed in this world for an enjoyment. ये मैं इसमें अटक रहा हूँ, कैसे अटक रहा हूँ? Doing thinking like this repeatedly. Why is this wise man not ashamed of such actions which is like continuously performed, though it has done its work? अभी उसमें कुछ दम नहीं रहा तो भी आदमी उसी में मन जा रहा है. तो अभी मैं क्या करूँ? How come I have been helpless? How to come out of this? I have been totally got fed up in that, and it is only increasing my work. And how to come out of that? So when then it has been said, so mind has to be dissolved or killed or destroyed by it. So what has happened? Moment the thoughts goes, there is no mind, and that which doesn't exist, that mind doesn't exist is troubling us. That mind which has no expectations, no desire, anything of its kind, it attains to that fulfillment which cannot be compared with anything in this world. जगत में किसी के साथ compare नहीं कर सकते. When mind is focused towards self, mind disappears and you remains. That means the moment you start putting your mind towards divinity, ईश्वर की तरफ मन डालना चालू कर दिया तो जगत में से मन अपने आप slowly निकल जाता है. And what remains is only bliss and happiness. So let us lead our life not as a default, जो हो रहा है वो नहीं default, but with a discrimination. Discrimination विवेक करना चाहिए जीवन में. सत असत विवेक. सत is the God and asat is this world. All bhogs are only for a fraction of a moment. Yet we don't understand this. ये सिर्फ थोड़े समय के लिए, we don't understand this. Energy use can be used for procreation or for evolution. So we can use this for procreation or for evolution, but if we use it for evolution, then obviously we will be at really happy state. Further, which is that place where all now is asking the question to himself. Both that is sloka number 10. Kotharam chatal tadrusheyena puna karmana vindete. What purpose or affairs could there be by which there is no bondage of action again? There is no bondage of action against. What is that purpose? Please, Father, will tell me. And that further instruction is will be in second topic, which we'll be seeing tomorrow. And but what is that? He's asking further, which is that place where all joys and sorrows disappear? Which is the place where all sorrows and disappear? Please tell me. Where is the delusion and confusion of mind which disappear, where all the desires are quietened? Wow, where is the bliss infinite? Where can I be peaceful eternally? Permanently मैं खुश कैसे रह सकूंगा? Can you tell me which is that beautiful place? Can you please tell me which is that beautiful place? Oh Father, tell me that place where there is no delusion, there is no illusion, there is no comparison, there is no comment, there is no miserable state. There is no miseries will be there, but miserable state will not be there. Father, please tell me that. That Udesh we are going to start it from tomorrow. That is 11th shloka. So quick recap. What I has done today is that it has been stated that story of Bali is only for our guidance for a spiritual path. So no worries. Worry increases worries. So worries has to be reduced. In the life, worries are there. It has to be reduced slowly. Worries goes on multiplying. Multiplying worries means thought breeding thoughts. Chinta ये बढ़ती रहती है. As a result, we are unable to stay in present. And there are two stations where we have the worries affecting us. One is older stage and the younger stage. Younger stage, we are worried about the careers. Older stage, we are worried about the past as well as our present comparisons. So when we stop worrying, what happens is worry disappear and we remain with the Almighty. Instead of working on the mind, we don't do that and we keep on worrying. So stop worrying, and what will happen is the mind will get merged into the consciousness. But this is very difficult to accept divinity in everyone. Very true. You have to practice it daily so that it will slowly reduce the thoughts, and thought free mind is worry free mind, that is with the consciousness. So we have to inspire our mind. We have to inspire our mind. Take out the negativity from our life. Put always positivity in the front. Only spiritual practice is working on the mind, as told by the Bhagavad Gita Shloka Uddhare Atmanam. Controlled mind is a friend. If your mind is controlling you, it is an enemy. Thus, to remove the calamities, we have to use and inspire our mind. Mind which is inspired by dispassion, then there is no fear. What is mind which is inspired by dispassion means you have to know the status of world, as we keep on saying that it is divine. When it is divine, how can it trouble you? So troubling is your mind. So avoid this negativity and be happy always. The person who is completely contented, tranquil, blissful, cheerful, happy, he is only knows how to control the mind, and the whole world along with the ocean of nectar is in his pocket. So you take care of your mind, whole world will taken care of. When mind is contented, fulfilled, nothing to gain, nothing to lose, mind dissolves or get destroyed by getting submerged into the consciousness. So what happens is this mind will never trouble you thereafter. That mind which has no expectations, no desire, anything of its kind, it attains to the fulfillment which cannot be compared with the fulfillment of getting Lakshmi, getting the moon, or getting the milk Shira. All the three put together, even if you get, that is not going to give us the full satisfaction of mind, or uh, the word used is a spruvainam yathamanam. He will not get, the mind will be. So the mind, all the three characters like full moon, if you get milk ocean, you get Shirasagar, or Lakshmi, goddess of wealth, also you get. All the three put together cannot be compared with the mind without desire. So the Spruhainam Yathamanam, if the Spruhainam mind is there, so obviously that has been told by Virochana to the Bali. But Bali was young, he was not listening to his father. पिताजी को क्या समझता है करके उसने छोड़ दिया, राजपाट किया. But now then he got fed up of this all enjoyment and then started thinking about that, and then he remembered what his father has told. And what his father has told, it will be taken tomorrow with the tomorrow's discussion. With this praise, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Dasat. Sri Ramachandra Arpanamastu, submitting the divine fruits to the holy feet of Sri Ramakrishna.